Hi, welcome back to the channel. My name's Pete and I like to talk about all things reselling. And normally at the end of the month I do a sales recap. But I'll tell you what, this month so far it's been absolutely crazy. So I thought I would do sales so far for the last couple of weeks. Top 10. So this is what we've got coming up. I'm going to show you what I got. I'm trying to remember how much I paid for it. I think all this stuff is pretty recently sourced, so you may have seen it in my haul videos, but it give you a good idea of how much I'm flipping up. And let's crack on. Yeah, this first one is well, you can see what it is. It's an electronic typewriter, and I did wonder whether I had undersold this. I saw another reseller who sold a different Smith Corona one unboxed, and I think they got over £60 for it. But obviously I did look up comps on this one, and it was around the £50 mark. It cost £10. It was from my Mr. £10 at the boot fair, who seems to price absolutely everything at £10. It could be like a gold bar, it could be a rubber duck on wheels. It's going to cost you £10. So obviously the trick is to get the good stuff. But yeah, that went from 10 to 50. Posted it the other day, easy to post. I just packed it in this box. It had polystyrene. I put a cardboard sleeve around it. Hermesed it off. So yeah, 10 to 50, not a bad one. PS2, I can't remember how much this cost, but I tend to pay around about £10 for these maximum. So let's assume that was £10, all tested. I think this might be the one that was absolutely filthy dirty and I picked up for a fiver. And like I said the other day, I've never had one not work. Normally you'd expect maybe you get the odd one where it doesn't read the disc or something, but I've never had any problem with the lasers on them. The only problem I have had is a misaligned door. That's the disc tray, which is quite an easy fix. So yeah, I think that was a £5 to £50 flip, which is not bad at all. I never used to pick up PS2s, but if you can get them cheap enough, definitely well worth it. Next one is a little bit of RA. Oh no, it's not. We'll come to the RA in a minute. This one is a Jumble sale pickup, and it was the last Jumble sale I went to before lockdown. In Wimbledon, and I got a whole load of good stuff there. I actually picked up a Mew 2 camera for next to nothing, and I got this, and this was hanging around for quite a while, and I thought it's a nice thing, the sort of thing I wouldn't mind having. I did think about keeping it, but you can only have so much stuff, so it would have been picked up for maybe £1 or two, not very much at all, and hung around on the shelf for a while, like I said, and takes up quite a bit of room. So was pleased that it went, and obviously flipping from £2 Jumble sale buy to £54.99. Very nice indeed. Easy to test really, just sort of turn it on. So obviously someone's got it and found they don't want it. Maybe it was a present, who knows. On to the next one. We're going to zoom through these. We're going to be done in 10 minutes, but I picked this up last Sunday and I listed it on Monday. We're Friday now. It sold the same day, and it was part of 3 cameras that I bought for £5 in total, and this was the one that attracted me to buy it, and I just bought the other 2 just as a bit of an experiment. They're not worth anything, and this, like I say, it sold straight away. And when I was clearing out my granny trolley, I actually realised I had the lens cover and the case for it, but I'm going to hold those back, and next time I pick up a Trip 35 they'll go with that. But yeah, very good price. I think if I had film tested this, it would have got a lot more money, maybe over 100. And it's something I'm thinking about really. If I get a good one like this, maybe I should film test it. Maybe it's worth buying a film and getting it developed. I don't know how much you're talking about if you're doing that, got to be about a tenner, I would have thought. Um, but Lee said who was it? It was Neil actually who said he picked up some of these and sold them at a really good price. So if you're watching this, Neil, let me know what you do, whether you do film test them and how much that actual sort of process costs. It seems kind of like crazy to buy I don't know what they come in now. Is it like a 16 exposure film or a 24 exposure, and waste the whole lot on one camera just to test it? I suppose you could take some arty shots, who knows. Right, on to the next one. These are slowly increasing in value. And this one, I think it may have sold for 40. May have taken a slight offer on it. But it was a pick-up for £1 at a boot fair. And yeah, it was just lying there. And the lady, when I gave the lady £1, I remember she said, "Did we agree on the price?" And I was like, yeah, he said £1, which she kind of did, but you know, I think it was all lost in translation. But I got it for £1 anyway. Now the thing was, it has gone to the States and it's gone direct, hasn't gone via GSP, and already, so it's gone international. I think I might have sent it tracked. Actually, I think I sent it standard, and I'm slightly worried about that because I've already had the buyer come back and say, "Can you input the tracking number?" And of course, it's not tracked. So I've sort of said, "Well, I've kept the proof of postage on it." Postage to the States has gone up a hell of a lot recently. So I charged £23, and I think it costs that, if not a little bit more, to send it. And like I say, you just get the feeling when they say, "Oh, have you got the tracking number?" when they know that they bought international economy postage or international standard, you just worry about it, because if they say they haven't turned up, you haven't really got a leg to stand on. I mean, I suppose the safety net with that is, if it doesn't arrive, you can put in a claim to Royal Mail for £20, which I think is their maximum. I've never done that before, but if this doesn't arrive, I'll be doing that. Next one is the RA. This sold for 80, but again, I got an email almost straight away, and the person was, I think they're having trouble paying. I don't know whether it's an eBay glitch or what's going on there. They also said, why is the delivery time so long? I have a 3-day delivery, but I think eBay was saying it's the 22nd or something. I don't know whether they've extended their delivery time due to you know what's going on. I would have thought not, but I replied saying, well, look, if it's paid for today, which was yesterday, which it hasn't been, I can send tomorrow. So I'll just make sure that one goes that quick. So I sold it for 80, cost £40. So, you know, again, I don't think there's any hard and fast rule with, if you buy something, it's got to be so many times. It's all dependent. I mean, if I bought something for £1,000, I'd be happy to sell it for £1,500. But if I bought something for £1, I wouldn't be too happy if it sold for £1.50. So you've got to take the price of the item into account. Generally, for kind of things I get for maybe £5 up to about £15-20, I have a rule of thumb of 4 times what I'm buying at. But of course, you know, it's not a hard or fast rule. Don't always stick to it, as you'll see on the next one. So this is part of a bundle of Technics stuff that I got. I got a Technics amp, I got a Technics tuner, which is this, and also got a record player and a vintage tape deck, and the whole lot cost me 180, which is a lot of money, especially when 2 of the things don't work. But the amp and the tuner worked. So this sold for 80. I'm just packaging it off today. It'll go in it is in a banana box. Very, very good banana boxes for sending videos or DVD players or electronics. They're as hard as rock. So yeah, they're not going to get crushed, certainly. So yeah, 180, and this sold for 80. I tested it with the amp, so I was quite glad I had the 2 to test it with. We'll come on to the amp in a bit. It's the last one. Shall I do it now? I'll do it now. I'm going to skip ahead. So yeah, that sold for 170. So I've already made the money back on the bundle, plus you know, taking into account fees, maybe 50 quid on top of it. So for £180 outlay, I'm already £50 up. I've still got the record player, which is probably worth around about 40 or 50, and I've still got the tape machine, which is on for 60 or 70. So I was a little bit worried for a while about, have I done the right thing? And of course, they've still got to arrive. I'm not sure this one's arrived yet. I sent this a few days ago. It's been Hermes and it's got to get there, and they've got to be satisfied it's working. But if everything's okay and customers are happy, then it's a good buy. It's a big outlay, and it's haven't even doubled my money. But in terms of that amount of money, it's a good flip. Onto the AWA. This was, in contrast, a brilliant flip. So we're just talking one there where I've gone from 180 to hopefully maybe 300. This was £2 to £90. So that's a crazy amount of increase ROI. And I didn't think it was that much special about it. It's only an AWA. It's not as if it's a Sony with lots of mega features. It's got a radio on it, but it was in absolutely pristine condition, and it did work perfectly, and the earphones were absolutely lovely. A little worry with this one is it's gone to Russia, which isn't a worry in itself, but the address that the person sent me was all in the Russian hieroglyphics. So I had to, as well as printing that out on the eBay label, I put another label on with it in English, because I've been told at the post office you need to do that if it's in a different alphabet. So bear that in mind. Put the two, put your printed label, and maybe put another label on there. Also, it did get sent tracked, and the buyer has messaged me since saying, can you send me the tracking details again? So you just kind of think, are they going to say it hasn't arrived? But yeah, it was sent signed and tracked for, because of the weight and the size of it. It wasn't that much money to send, and like I say, I had got quite a lot on the postage. I think, I don't know if it was 20 quid on the postage, something crazy like that. And also the thing with the address, one of the address lines had to be edited because it just went on forever. So that had to be cut and put over 2 lines. So, but hopefully that should arrive soon. Like I say, he asked for the tracking the other day, and I checked it out, and it had been accepted by the Russian Federation, and that's where it was at on Monday, and it's Friday today. So fingers crossed he'll get that with no problems. This one has I bought this for £15, and it's just sold, and I've got to pack the thing, which is going to be fun. I've got to find a box for it, and again, I've got to hope they're happy. When you play it takes a while to get up to speed, but once it's at speed, it's fine. I think that's just the age of it. But absolutely lovely condition. I played this tape that was on it, and it was some Jacksons on it, which was a little bit strange, and a few other bits. But yeah, it's quite weird having that play in the background. Amazing thing to get. But I've never picked up a reel-to-reel. I mean, the size of them are huge. I know Tap Peddler picks up a load of these. If you want to find out about reel-to-reel machines and big stuff, Tap Peddler has picked them up. George Ross, I'm sure you've seen, he's picked up bigger ones than this. And I think the bigger and the better the quality and the better the condition, obviously the better the price. I know George has, I can't think how much he sold them for, but I remember he bought one for 80, and I think it was over 200, probably nearer 300. But you can get the money for them, so well worth looking out for. Right, we're on to the last couple. So this is the Technics amp, the £170 that went with that other one. So we've talked about that already. And on to pick of the bunch, the £350 sale. So I won't bore you with this again, but this was from £10 guy again. And so there you go. He really does have a range of things, from complete dross to £350 items. And this went GSP to Ireland from a guy who was an engineer in this sort of thing, communications engineer. And of course you always have the worry that, is he going to get it and sort of say, oh, it's been tampered with, because a lot of these can be. I was talking to Darren, who picked up the other CB, and apparently these can be modded and all things like that. But I got the good feedback through day before yesterday, I think. It's arrived via GSP. He's happy with it. He loves his Optima Mark 2. So that is a big sort of like sigh of relief, and to sort of like sit back, you kind of think, well, at least that one's gone through. If the £180 amp doesn't happen, at least this one's gone through. So there you go. That is the top 10. Let me go back on my screen. That's the top 10 so far for this month, which has been absolutely bonkers. I mean, I don't think I'm going to be able to keep this up really. When I do one at the end of the month, I might just have to repeat these ones. But I hope you enjoyed that. I hope sales for everyone has been good. If you did like the video, please hit the thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I'm doing these haul videos quite a lot, so you can get notifications for it. I'm trying to make the way to 1,500, which is, I know it's a little bit sad to want subs, but 1,500. If I get to 1,500, I'll shut up about it. Honest. But yeah, that's all for now. Take care. Hope you find some good stuff too, and I'll catch you later.